Picture this. It's a winter morning and your windshield is iced over. You don't have a scraper, so you have to rely on the defroster to work. However, it doesn't seem like it wants to blow any air when you use it. Well, I'm going to show you how to diagnose a blower motor switch, backyard style. After checking all the fuses and relays, I pop open the hood and disconnect the plug from the blower motor. Then I turn my key to the on position and turn on my fan to full blast. And there appears to be 12 volts, so we know the blower motor is getting voltage. Next, what I decided to do was test the blower motor itself. Although, if you do that, do it for a very short time so you don't risk damaging it. This resistor helps control the fan speeds. Take a look and to make sure there's no damage. And you can also test this as well if you have a multimeter. However, since I know that I have recently replaced this, I'm going to try something else, and that is to directly connect this side to the ground. And this allows it to bypass the switch inside the cab and supply power directly to the blower motor. So it's most likely the switch. To get to the climate control switch, we're going to have to take the dash bezel off. So loosen up the 2 screws by the ashtray and carefully pop the dash bezel off. There's 1 screw that holds in the switch, and once you remove that, it should pop out like this. Luckily, I have an extra climate control switch. Although this one's made for an AC model, it will still work. Next, what we're going to do is test to make sure our new switch is working correctly. And we can do this with our multimeter if we set it to continuity test. I took my multimeter and did a continuity test on all the prongs. The top prong is the input, and the 2 on the left and 2 on the right are the output. However, the 2 bottom ones that you see are for the AC switch, which will not be used in this model. Now, taking a look at our broken switch, you can see that no matter what dial I turn it to, it always has the same continuity on those prongs. The other outputs did not have continuity. So that means this switch is haywire. So after replacing the switch, the fan controls work. Sweet. However, if you're not able to get a switch in time, or if you need the fan on, one thing you can potentially do is override the switch. What I strongly recommend you doing is if you're overriding your fan switch, you just test it a little bit and keep an eye on it and make sure it does not overheat or you see any glowing on the resistors. If there's glowing on any of the resistors, it means the current is going through and it can potentially burn it up. This override should only be done if it's an emergency. And as you're doing it, be aware of any potential fire hazards along the way. Make sure your jumper wire is away from the heater hose so it doesn't melt. So this switch was previously stuck on high, which possibly overloaded the resistor, which could be the reason why it shut off. And if the fan speeds do not work correctly, for instance, like it only does 1 setting, then it could be the blower motor resistor. Luckily, all the fan speeds work correctly, and I hope this video was helpful in helping you diagnose your own vehicle. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.